Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. We are getting ready tomorrow to do our second cook on our new badass Sunterra Argentine Brasero Grill. The first one went so well with those tomahawks, I can't wait to do this. And I thought to myself, what are you going to do this time? Well, we love pork. So we're going to do some big, thick, badass pork steaks. So we had our butcher take a pork shoulder and cut it into these 2-inch steaks for us. Now, this is the first time I've done this on an Argentine grill, so I'm going to try 2 different methods, figure out which is best. We're going to do one just like this. We're going to take it, we're going to season it, we're going to chuck it on the grill, do some indirect cooking, sear it, and then see how it tastes. But what if we could make it even better? That's this experiment. So tonight, the night before, I'm going to take this badass medieval looking torture device with 48 stainless steel needles, and I'm going to puncture the heck out of this steak. I'm not going to do it quickly, obviously, but I'm going to do it. So you may ask yourself, why did he do that, besides to show us that he's not coordinated? Well, it's because I wanted that holes in the steak to let brine penetrate into it. If you've watched us before, you know we love the Sweetwater Spice Company's brines. I've got some ancho chipotle here. So in this measuring cup, I have 1 cup of water. I'm going to add 1 cup of this incredible brine. That mixture we're going to add to a Ziploc bag. Give it a little shake, get it mixed up. And then we're going to add our perforated pork steak to it. We're going to let that go overnight. And we'll find out tomorrow, was this worth it? Did this increase the flavor? I think it has to, but we'll find out. So, when we see you tomorrow, we'll be outside getting ready to do some glorious open fire cooking. We'll see you then. Alrighty, here we are on Open Fire Friday. It is the day to do the pork steaks. As you can see behind me, I got the fire going. I've got the ember set. I've got the dog out who's making noise, but that's okay. So let's get these steaks ready to go. First thing I want to do is find out where exactly to put my grill, and I've done that already. Holding it at this level, I can hold my hand there for 6 to 8 seconds before I have to pull it away because of the heat. That's the heat I want to cook these at. Now, these pork steaks we're doing today are pork blade steaks. So they come from the pork shoulder, which has all that intermuscular fat. That's the kind of cut that you can make pulled pork out of. So this isn't a pork tenderloin. Same animal, but 2 totally different cuts of meat. If I was cooking pork tenderloin or pork loin chops, I would want to cook them until they hit exactly 145 degrees, not go a degree over, because there's no fat in there. And if you go above that, then it's going to dry out. And we don't want that. But these pork blade steaks have a lot of intermuscular fat in them, and we want that fat to render. So this is the first time I've done it like this. This is the first time I've cooked them about 2 inches thick like they are. My plan is to take them to about 165. I think that's the good sweet spot. You know, pulled pork would be 200, 203 degrees, pork loin 145. I'm going to take these up to 165, cut them real thin, and serve them with some chimichurri, which we're going to make some red chimichurri later, and we'll see what the girls think. So, let's get these ready. So you can absolutely tell the difference in between the one that I did brine and the one I didn't brine. And I'll tell you, it smells freaking amazing. We're going to go real easy on this. I'm going to season them both with some achote seasoning from Spiceology. Not crazy heavy. And then we're going to follow that up with some coarse sea salt. More traditional for Argentine cooking. Now, Argentine barbecue is all about beef.
Moo?
But I love pork too.
Pork is amazing.
So that's what we're doing today. All right, we'll get the sides by mopping up what fell off from the top and the bottom.
A clever and diabolical scheme.
And then how am I going to know when they get to 165? I'm going to use my meter probes. I know, true Argentines out there going, yeah, don't use thermometers when you do this. but I want to know when they hit 165. I am using my hand to figure out where to cook them at, but I'm using this to figure out when to pull them. All right, let's get them on. All right, I'm guessing it's going to take about an hour to do these. We are going to have some side dishes, and we'll see again when it's time to get those ready. Alrighty, the pork steaks are at about 120 degrees. Going to bring those up to about 160 and then sear them. I have my coals rearranged to give me a searing side and a cooking side. Now it's time to start some of those side dishes. A lot of sides in that. Much like what we made last time, we're making Provoleta again because it's so freaking good. But the first time I made it, I pretty much followed what Al Fragogi did. I absolutely love his videos and used his chimichurri on it. This time, we're going to go a little bit further. And each time, we're going to give this a try. So, I've got my cast iron skillet here that's been heating. Into that goes a slice of provolone cheese. So I went to my local deli and I asked them to cut this on 15 setting on their slicer. Perfect for what we need. So that goes in. On top of that, we're going to hit it with a little bit of Spiceology's Vampire Killer. Oh yeah. Because who don't like garlic? Weirdos, that's who.
Obviously.
All right. Now we'll hit it with a little bit of the chimichurri mix. And we'll get that on the grill. That's going again in the same zone as the pork steaks where it takes about 6 to 8 seconds. If I don't like how it's cooking, I'll move it to the other side and put it down to where I can only hold my hand for 3 to 4 seconds. As I said, it's warming, it's hot. Safety first. Man and woman can't live on pork steak alone. We need some other stuff. So I got a red bell pepper here. Very important, I have a 4-butted pepper. That's going to allow me to cut that exactly in half. 2 cheeks on each side. Now we're going to move the seeds and the membrane. And that has left me with 4 little boats. Something I was supposed to remember about a little man in a boat.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I think I had it written down somewhere, but I can't find it. Anyway, so now I'm going to take another slice of provolone cheese. I'm going to divide this into 4. Then we're going to go ahead and dice that up and fill each pepper with 1/4 of that provolone disc. Now that is done very similar to what we did to the Provoleta. A little bit of Vampire Killer and a little bit of chimichurri sauce.
Incorrect.
Chimichurri seasoning. We're about to make the sauce. And then those peppers are going on the grill, same area, 6 to 8 seconds to where I can only hold my hand there that long. All right, I'm thoroughly convinced that those pork steaks are going to be incredible with that achote and the salt, and especially the one that's been brined in the ancho chipotle brine. But we're cooking on an Argentine grill, so I believe I am obligated by the Geneva Convention to make some chimichurri.
You bet your ass you are.
Let's get that done. So, in a bowl here, I'm going to take 1/4 cup of the chimichurri seasoning. Now, I talked about Al Fragogi before. I have some of his chimichurri seasoning. I also have some from Spiceology. In a later episode, we will pit those against each other and see which is better. Now, if you've watched us before, you know that we've made chimichurri, we've made red chimichurri, and really prefer that. So that's what we're going with today. So the next thing that's going in is an equal amount, 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. We're going to pour this in the bowl, and then we're going to let that set until all those spices soak up this oil or vinegar, and that's going to take about 5-10 minutes. All right, I'm going to get that all stirred up, and then we're going to leave it alone for 10 minutes. We'll be back to finish that chimichurri. We'll see you then. All right, the chimichurri's been soaking for 5 minutes, but it is time for you to witness something incredible. So last time I made the Provoleta, I wasn't real happy with the crust. I'll tell you what, I just took a peek. You're gonna see something special here. All right, off the grill, let's give it a flip. What I didn't do before was I didn't preheat my cast iron skillet real well. This time it had been preheating for an hour. And will you look at that? That is exactly what I wanted.
Delicious, scrumptious, outstanding.
So this side we'll hit with a little bit of vampire killer. A little bit of chimichurri. Back on the grill to get that other side just as awesome and crispy as we got the first. Now let's get our next side dish ready. We're gonna do some cabbage steaks. So I got a head of cabbage here, obviously. Gonna cut part of it off, and then I'm gonna cut 2 like 1-inch steaks. You know what, I can get a third. On that, we're gonna de-rizzle.
For shizzle dizzle.
Oh yeah, I said it. Some olive oil. A little bit of salt and pepper. And then to keep with the theme of the pork steaks, we're gonna put a little bit of a chote seasoning on it. These gorgeous vegetables are going on the grill in an area where it takes 6 to 8 seconds for me to hold my hand until I have to pull it away. All right, let's finish up our red chimichurri. So along with our seasoning that's soaked up that red wine vinegar now goes about a tablespoon of chopped up diced chipotles and adobo, about a tablespoon of smoked paprika, and then our vinegar was 1 part vinegar to 1 part chimichurri, and we did 1/4 cup. So now I'm going to put 2 parts of olive oil in there. So 1/2 cup. I'm going to get that all mixed up. We're going to let it set, and then the next time you see us, those pork steaks will be done. And we'll get some judgment from Charlotte or the director or both of them. We'll see you then. All righty, Char got pinned down with the grandbaby, so the director is going to give us 7, yes, 7 judgments very soon. Okay, 7 judgments by the director. 7. Number 1, the Provoleta.
Very good.
All righty. Yeah, you didn't get it last time, so you can't tell me if the adding the garlic was any different this time.
Tastes like a pizza.
All right, there we go. All right, let's get set up for judgment 2. All righty, judgment number 2, the cabbage steak. Get your little piece there. All righty.
Not bad.
All right, and she is not a cabbage fan. Nope. All right. Next on the list is this cheese.
I want to use a knife.
Okay, she's going to use the knife.
You can tell them what it is.
Our provolone stuffed pepper. I'm sure it has a name in Argentina. I don't know it.
That I like.
I think this is the pork steak that hasn't been brined. So first bite will be naked. You don't have to take your clothes off. It's without chimichurri.
That's good.
Okay.
Because it's cold out here.
So one of these pork steaks was brined, one was not. So I need to know, did the brine make a big difference or not? Was it worth it? And how is it with the chimichurri?
That one had a lot of flavor.
Okay, that might have been the brined one. I might have got them backwards and all the confusion at the end.
Very good flavor though.
Mm-hmm. Good texture? Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Oh, look. There's more. All right, I did them in the reverse order that what I wanted to. That had to have been the brined one.
That was very good.
Okay, one naked.
I'm going to.
Okay. The director. She directs. So if that is not the brined one,
It's not.
Okay, is that still good?
Still good.
But it's worth it to take the extra effort to brine it?
Yes.
Okay, I figured it was. Never cooked them like this though, this way, so had to give it a try.
Well, chimichurri helps too.
So the chimichurri is a must. All right, thank you so much for your help, Director.
You're welcome.
All right, there you go. So get yourself an Argentine grill. This was such a blast today. Also, if you're gonna make your pork steaks, use the pokey thing that I did and then get them brined. It is well worth it. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. Please leave us a comment. What would you like to see us cook on this monster? Hit the subscribe button and become a sunscriber. Thank you so much for joining us today. Until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.